Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about your first couple of days of working at Walgreens as a customer service associate. So I've been on YouTube and I haven't really seen any videos talking about your first couple of days or what you're going to be doing. So I just wanted to make this video just to share some knowledge because I already went through it and I want to see if I could help you out, just to maybe calm some nerves and tell you what you're going to be going through if you're a new hire. So I'm going to assume you already got the actual job, you already interviewed, and you're just ready to go on your first day. So when you go on your first day, you're probably gonna talk to a shift lead or the assistant store manager, and they're gonna have you they're gonna tell you what they want you to do. So at Walgreens, let me just break down the manager positions, because they'll ask for a manager, but there's only really two managers. They call shift leads managers, but they're called leadership. There's only really two managers. So the main manager of the whole store is gonna be your store manager. Beneath him is the assistant store manager. Beneath them is a shift lead, and beneath the shift lead is the customer service associate. So that's how the little ladder of positions goes. So you're gonna go in on your first day. You're gonna talk to either an assistant store manager or a shift lead, and they're gonna sit you down on a computer and you're gonna do something called a PPL. These are little computer-based learnings, and you're gonna do these. They do take a while and they are kind of boring, but at least you're getting paid for them, and it's quiet. So they're gonna put you either in the office or in the immunization room in the pharmacy, just somewhere quiet in front of a computer, and you're just gonna be doing these little online courses. And they can range from anything. They can range to how to load a gift card, how to do a Western Union. So a lot of them are really common sense. I just read them, kind of skim through them. Like the sexual assault one, that's common sense. Just don't touch anybody at work. Just come in, do your job, and go home. There's some that you do want to read a little bit more carefully, like a Western Union transaction, because you will be doing those later in your career, or how to take one in, or how to, they're gonna send money or receive money. Just read through them. They're not hard. You could learn how to reload a card. A big one is to card everybody, because at Walgreens, if you sell someone underage alcohol without checking their ID, that could backfire on you. So just read them. If they're common sense, you'll know which ones are common sense. Just skim through them. Don't take all day on them, because your manager probably needs you. That's why he hired you. So take some initiative and not don't speed through them. Just be efficient, so they could see oh, this guy's a good worker or this girl's a good worker, and they're determined. So they don't get a bad idea about you. They say oh, they're a good worker. I'm gonna maybe treat them a little better, be nice to them, and if they have any questions, I'm gonna answer them. So that's gonna be your first couple of days. You're gonna be doing PPLs. After that, they'll put you on the register if you're new. So they just won't throw you out there by yourself. They'll usually have you shadow someone. So the person you're gonna shadow, they'll usually, this was what they did to me. They would do the transaction, and I would just observe how they did it. So if you have any kind of retail experience, it's not hard at all. It's pretty similar, just the little UI is different, the actual skin of the register is different, but you'll catch on pretty quick. And if you have any questions, ask the person you're shadowing. If they're a good person, they'll explain it to you. Even if they're not, just ask them, get to know them, because they're gonna be usually the first person you meet other than the shift lead. And if you have a question, just ask that person. If you have something else that they can't answer, ask the shift lead. But just keep it at the lowest level to get your answers and ask your questions. After that, maybe after, for me it was 2 or 3 hours, that person went on break and I had to take over the register by myself. But I was confident because I had worked at Big Lots, which is another retail location, so I was confident. And so one thing at Walgreens, one of your job duties is you're gonna be answering a lot of phone and directing people to different locations. Say they're looking for something, you're gonna tell them where it's at, or say they're calling they want to talk to the pharmacy. That's gonna be your job to direct them to transfer them over to the pharmacy. So when I first got hired, my assistant store manager, the one who hired me, he pulled a little notebook off the shelf and he just gave it to me. He's write everything you need down on this little notebook and just keep it on you. So if you need to know something, instead of panicking and trying to remember on the spot, you can just open your notebook and then just read to yourself what you had and just remember. So I would recommend you have a little notebook. And so there is going to be a lot of codes when you're working on the register. There's going to be codes for change, codes for I need to break 100. There's going to be phone codes. There's going to be codes that I need another cashier to come help me because the line's too long. They're not, there's a lot of them, but they're pretty easy to remember, especially if you write them down. And in my location, we printed them on a photo paper and we stuck them on there. So if you need change, you have the code in front of you. But I like to have it on my little notebook just in case I need it. It just made me feel a little bit more secure. So I wrote all those codes down. And like I said, you're gonna be directing traffic. Another I think you should do before your shift is walk the store Learn where things are at, or like a general location. Like if they ask you where's the food, you could just tell them, oh, the food's over there, aisle 6. Where's like the first aid stuff? Oh, it's gonna be on the back wall. Just try to like know as much as you can, because when a customer comes in, they're gonna expect you to know. They're not gonna realize this is your second day on the job. Just try to like be the best employee you can, so that way they don't have to like ask more questions. With me, I like to get the interactions over so I can go back to doing whatever I was doing. I don't want them to keep asking questions. I don't want to like look like I'm struggling or getting nervous. So I like to be prepared. So just learn all that. Write the codes down. Just another thing is like if you have heck of people and like if the phone's ringing, just take a little breath, like maybe a couple seconds to think, and then just tell them what they need. If they call the pharmacy, usually don't try to solve that yourself. Just transfer them over to the pharmacy. Get them out of like your head, so you can do whatever's like ahead of you. So you have to like ring somebody out, and they're calling for pharmacy. Transfer them to the pharmacy. Get back on ringing people out. That way you don't have to like multitask as much. And if they need to talk to a manager, don't try to handle it yourself. Just call a manager. Usually they'll give you like a little thing. They're called theatrals. They're almost like little walkie talkies, and you hang them like on your pants, and you wear like a headset. So usually like at a good store, everyone will have them. So if you have to like ask a question, or like if you have to like get a manager to like come help you, they'll have that. You can just page them. So that's good to know. Like it kind of like doesn't make you feel alone. There's always like someone who can help you. So those are good. If you have any questions, don't like ask people. Like ask the managers. That's what they're there for. And if you have like a little like theatrical thing, if they need something, just ask the manager. If you can't like answer it, your main task is to like ring people out as a cashier. So learn your codes, so you can like direct traffic, direct to like the pharmacy, and then be efficient at the cash register, because you don't want to get like a big line and then people start getting mad at you. And if you see more than 3 people at Walgreens, or at least my location, there's something called IC3. You'll page that on the phone or like on the little theatrical walkie-talkie, and usually like another like cashier will come and they'll help you, like cut the line down a little bit, because when customers are like in line, they don't want to wait too much. They don't mind waiting a little bit, but they don't want to wait too much. And if they wait a lot, they're gonna start getting mad at you, and then you're not gonna know how to like handle it. So just try to like be proactive. Try to like beat problems before like they happen. So there's that. That's gonna be your main task. Is gonna be to like bring people out, and then your second like your third task just to direct traffic. Other than that, they'll give you other little tasks to do, because like sometimes, especially if you work like I used to work swing shift. After like 8 p.m., there's really nobody, and I was at a pretty busy location, and there was like almost no customers after 8 p.m., which is nice because you can have a little bit of time to think to yourself, but it also gets kind of boring. So they'll tell you to scan the FedEx inventory, and that's actually pretty easy. You're gonna have like an Android scanner. It's gonna be, imagine like a big old smartphone, you're just running Android, and you're just gonna scan the packages just to be sure they haven't been picked up, or if they have, where they're at. You're gonna scan the inventory. There's that. Then we're gonna have you do that. Of course, you're gonna have you probably clean if you work like the night shift. Just clean, just sweep, maybe dust a little bit. There's that. Oh, they'll have you face. So facing is like a really big thing in like retail. It's super easy. All you have to do is go around your area and like bring the items to the front. Say like you work in the front register and there's like chips. You just move the chips to the front so that it looks more full. They're gonna have you do that. Um, they might have you work the photo department a little bit. Like probably not make anything or print anything, but just get the like pictures if it's like no one's there and it's just like one customer. You just go to like you ask them their last name, what they ordered, and you just get the pictures and you can just take it up to the front register. They'll probably have you do that. Depending if you work like swing shift, they'll probably have you like clean the bathrooms and take the trash out, which I didn't mind because it got me off the register and it was pretty easy. You'll do that. They'll have you stock. So usually for us on Fridays and Tuesdays we get our trucks in, and for me they would bring me like there's something called totes. They're like these little plastic containers that have items, and they're like how do I say? They have their own little department, so they'll give you like the food ones because the food's pretty close to the register, or the candy, or like the electronics. So you can just stock that. It sounds like a lot, but when you're up there and you're like super bored, you actually like be thankful you'll have something to do, because you're not really supposed to be on your phone while you're up there on the register if there's no one. Yeah, I check it, but you're really not supposed to be on there watching YouTube or anything. So you'll be like thankful for having something to do. You could do that. You can do the FedEx. You're gonna be the main task is the register. You could stock a little bit, clean face. Just try to look busy. Like it's an easier job if it's not too busy. Like during like the summer or when there's really no holidays, if it's not busy, it's not hard. I just try to like look busy so they don't think you're lazy or whatever. You could literally be doing like You could have like 5 customers in line. You could have swept everything, but if the manager comes and you're just on your phone, they'll think, "Oh, this person's lazy. I'm gonna get on them, give them something to do," and just try to keep busy. And then that was pretty much all your responsibilities. I may have missed something. There's curbside orders, which are like orders people order from like their house, and you take them to their car. Usually on the register, you're not gonna be able to do those because you're gonna have to be on the front ringing people out. So you probably won't do that. I did write like a little tips and tricks area of like this of this video. So my tips and tricks are just keep your notebook on you, like write down whatever like you think you may need to know, and just have it on you. That's for me. It made me feel like secure. Like if I had a question, I already wrote it down. If I needed a code, it was already written down. There was that. Another big tip is like get to know your coworkers. Like you're gonna be working with them for like you're gonna work with them for a long time. Get to know them. Like introduce yourself. You don't gotta be buddy buddy. Just be cordial. If you're like nice to them and they're nice to you, they're more like they're gonna be more likely to help you out. And if you're new, you're gonna have a lot of questions because we all do. We're not perfect. So that's what your coworkers are there for. They've been there a while. They probably know the job pretty well. Just be nice to them. Don't come in with a big head. Like you're not better than nobody. They're not better than you. Just come in, introduce yourself, make a good impression so they can help you. When I was first working at my other store at Big Lots, I came in like super antisocial, and like people thought I was like an asshole, but I really wasn't. I was just shy. So they weren't like as nice to me because they thought I didn't want to talk to anybody. I was just really shy. When I came to this location, to this store, I introduced myself. I try to make a good impression, and people they seem to receive me well. And if I had a question or anything, they try to help me the best they can. So just make a good impression. Just try to be a good human being. You know, like don't be cocky. You're new. You're not gonna know everything. Don't act like you do. And like, just realize a lot of these people they've been working here for years. You're gonna be like an addition to the team. You're not gonna be like the main part. Just try not to like change your routine. Try not to change the way they do things because to them it feels secure because they come into work and they know what they're doing and they don't want some like new hire to be like telling them like, oh, you need to do this a different way. So just try to like fit in. It's not a hard job. You're probably gonna do really good. Just come in, do your job, go home, get you a paycheck, and just rinse and repeat.